today I got another little surprise, or your first surprise, depending which I upload first. So let's get to it. Hey guys, so we are here at Tooth and Veil, and we're gonna go inside with Michelle, talk to her, get a little gist, see what's going on. Okay, go. Alright, hey guys, we're here with Michelle. She goes by Deady Page, and she's the owner of Tooth and Veil, and we're just going to have a little talk, get a rundown of the store, and then we're going to show you some stuff, she's got some badass stuff, okay? So, welcome, Miss Deady. Thank you for letting us have this little one-on-one. We're just going to ask you a couple questions so that people here in El Paso get a feel for your store and what's going on.
Awesome, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, and you know I'm a big fan, so I'm happy.
a big fan of you
excited.
too. So let's start with how did you get started with Tooth and Veil?
So about 25 years ago, I started with tiny pop-ups. I had a huge love for Dia de los Muertos art, and I thought folk art would be cute and it would be easy. I'm in no means an artist, but my ex-husband was an artist. So I just started painting little monitos on little type of clothespins and little boxes for Day of the Dead. And I started doing little shows throughout El Paso, and then it went to Las Cruces, and from Las Cruces to Arizona. But then my Dia de los Muertos started getting a little bit more strange, and I started incorporating a lot of the oddities and the Victorian macabre images and pieces into my work. So I started noticing that I was kind of pushing away from Dia de los Muertos and actually moving forward with the macabre Victorian feel for my pieces. Especially because they celebrated a lot of the death, just like Dia de los Muertos does. So that's how I started with collecting and making so much of the things that you see here at Tooth and Veil.
Awesome, cool. And then also, why the name, I get this asked a lot about myself, so why the name Tooth and Veil?
So it's an interesting story about Tooth and Veil, because I did want originally my shop to be called Tooth and Nail. And then it was another gamble with Behind the Veil. They both have to do with death. So I realized that there was a store or a record company called Tooth and Veil. And then there was also Behind the Veil. There was a group that it was already called Behind the Veil. So I said, why not blend them together? So now we have something that still means death, and then it's completely just unique to my shop. And it still means the same thing. It has a mystery about death. So that's where we have the names Tooth and Veil instead of Tooth and Nail or Behind the Veil.
Oh,
it's a blend.
I really like teeth.
Yeah, I do too.
That works out too.
Obviously, I do the vampire ball too, which you performed at.
The vampire ball, girl. We're going to insert some clips of that performance too, because we haven't for some reason. Well, we'll insert some clips so you guys can see that. It was an awesome, awesome show.
Fish, the clown.
While they slowly turn, conquering the world. Me and you can't go on. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
So that was another reason. We had a little nod with the tooth because of my lifestyle in vampirism and my belief that there should be a bigger vampire community in El Paso. So we're kind of giving it a nod, but we are always remembering death in our shop. It's very macabre. Very macabre.
Very, very macabre. We love that. So do you have any advice for any future entrepreneurs out there that are maybe looking to start a business, local business?
Absolutely. I would say, first of all, start small and really get to know your audience. I mean, that is going to be the key to growing and a key to getting people back and a key to yourself growing as a business person. I did not have a lot of opportunity to have my, come into owning a shop slowly. I did pop-ups throughout the country, and we're talking throughout the country from New York, Las Vegas, Seattle, New Orleans. I mean, I went everywhere. And it did cost a lot of money. I would say maybe as much as opening a shop. But knowing my customer throughout the country, not just El Paso, was the best thing I could have ever done, because then I was able to start small in El Paso already knowing what people want and kind of eliminate the things that people didn't want.
Beautiful.
That's huge. And of course, I make everything as much as I can or upcycle. That saves me a lot of money. It saves the earth and the planet, I think, on top of that. But I think if you have to spend less money, that's going to be your best. Save money in order to be successful.
Also, how has business been changed with the current state right now with the pandemic? We know it's a little hard. How has business been affected maybe with
It's been scary. I am not going to lie. I want to say March, as soon as we already found out that there was going to be a possibility of this getting worse, and that we were probably going to be shutting down businesses, I immediately went and I said we have to get out of the box, start thinking a little bit differently. And I also started looking for grants. I started looking for loans. I will say that I was not accepted for a lot of the loans and the grants that were out there. I mean, I'm so small, and I've only been in business for about 3 years in a brick and mortar, that I wasn't going to be getting some of those loans. So I did do the GoFundMe. I got a grant, which was great. It was make 500, get 500. That was awesome. And that money immediately went just for rent and utilities. But we had to think out of the box. So we started doing live shows, sort of like the Home Shopping Network, but it was more like the Goth Shopping Network. We did that, and it really saved us. Our website went from having 20, 30 items to having like 200-300 items. So that's a lot of work, but with the shutdown, it gave me lots of time to actually build my website, because it is very time consuming.
I bet. I think that's it on questions. So right now, you guys, what I want to do is Deady's going to walk around and she's going to show some of your favorite things.
Awesome.
Show some of your favorite things just to give a little feel and
Perfect.
so everybody can see what the store's about.
Awesome. Let's go.
All right, so Deady, if you could show us 5 of your favorite items at the store. So
It's going to be hard to do 5 items, so I'm just going to do this whole area here as one of my favorite areas of the shop. And this is going to be the apothecary area. Ever since Corona, there has been a huge surge in interest with craft work, spell work, Wiccan, I mean, all kinds of different things that people will raise their spirits with. We've made oils, we've made our own smudges. These are made with local things that we have here in El Paso, because a lot of people don't like smoke or to burn. But we do offer everything from candles, charcoal. We have tons of loose incense. We have the big incense pieces. And we have our chime candles, which you do incorporate with your spell work. They can be rolled in oils. They can be rolled in herbs. We have our own homemade smudge sticks. These are from creosote from the desert. We have black salt, green salt, red salt, all made by myself here at the shop. And then we offer a variety of tarot cards as well, which is huge. A lot of oils, either homemade by myself or these that are store-bought. And a huge variety of incense. We also offer these great smudge bouquets. Lots and lots of pendulums. And then the candles that we have up here, they're huge. We have other candles as well. This has been huge. A lot of people are actually going back and reading books or actually writing in journals or grimoires. So these are hard to keep in stock. We have a lot of altar items as well, bath salts, herbs, teas, flowers, all kinds of things to do your spell work. And we're just going to be incorporating and bringing in a huge book where people want to learn more about the herbs that we carry, because we try to carry local herbs and local ingredients that brujas and curanderas of this area used to use. So that's what we're really trying to stay in touch with, our area brujas.
all right, so continuing on with our top 5, we got number 2. Take it away, Deady.
All right, so we're going to go back to the beginnings. You asked the question of how I started. So I'll show you a little bit of how I started getting more into the oddities, where it kind of just got weird, but also doing recyclables. We did a lot of these recycled toys, and I also did a lot of recycled porcelain. People would bring me a bunch of porcelain items that were broken because for some reason, because they look old or antique, I wanted them. But then I was like, what am I going to do with these my grandma pieces? My son was really bad about putting his toys away, and he'd always leave them all over the place. So one night, I did like a Sid from Toy Story, and I broke one piece off, and I broke another one, and I stuck them together, and I put little clothes on them, and I put them there. Well, he was upset for a second, but then he kept telling his sister to leave out toys because they would change at night. So I thought that was really cute, and then people started buying them because they just have the weirdest, like, this is a little like, what is it, wrestler, and then he has a pterodactyl head. So, and then we put on the leather vest. We got them all vivaed out. So, stuff like this, and then we did this with the porcelain, where since they were broken already anyways, we just went ahead and got their broken heads or decapitated heads or their bodies and turned them into zombies, or we just made them a little girl. So that's my second favorite, and also it's my beginning. So it kind of has, I have a lot of an endearment for all these weird little toys because they remind me of my kids and my beginning.
All right, guys, let's do number 3. Take it away, Daddy.
All right, so we're going to come to the area that is my taxidermy area. And taxidermy is always really fun. It's hard and it's expensive. We have pieces like this where it's driftwood, and then we've got beautiful butterflies. But we also have pieces like this that actually incorporate, we're gonna stay with the macabre. This incorporated 2 things. Death, because we're looking at human vertebrae, and then we have a beautiful butterfly on top of that still looks animated and alive, but they're both, of course, it's a representation of what is called vanitas. I don't know if you're all familiar with vanitas, but vanitas is a beautiful art piece that has a little macabre nod to it, that has something a little off. We also have like seahorses, and then we come into our other taxidermy pieces that we give little personalities to, like a little bruja duckling, and then we have bats, and we have frogs, and we've got tons of bats because they're very popular. Then we have something like this, this is Ducky Von Teese. It's my nod to Vita Von Teese. I love burlesque, so we put this beautiful little duck in a martini glass with her bubbles, and she's got a little pasties in her olive. It's really cute. And then here's another one. Here's something new to the shop. These are pufferfish. And we did the pufferfish like a Victorian couple. So he's got his little monocle, and she's got her little hat. He's got his top hat. And then we have Duckula. Again, this has got a different personality altogether. So we're looking at something that you can showcase, but you can also take the little coffin out of the box, and you can actually put a secret stash in there so nobody would even know that you've got something hiding behind your taxidermy. We have lots of wet specimens, and we've got some actually antique taxidermy too. These are actual bullfrogs from Mexico. These are circa 1970s, so these are mid-century. And then we have, this guy is a famous piece that sells a lot of it. It's called smoked duck. So we got the duck and he's smoking. So this is our smoked duck. So these are, again, this is another one of my favorite pieces. A little more expensive, but really fun. And again, a beautiful way to preserve life and to actually showcase how beautiful things are, whether they're alive or dead. We still celebrate them and like to look at them. And this whole concept comes from the Victorians that used to have their curio cabinets, because they would travel the world and they wanted to bring back their little trophies to show to the neighbors that maybe had never seen a giraffe, had maybe never seen a snake, had never seen certain fish. They would bring them home preserved and put them on their curio shelves. So it was a fantastic way to show off to the rest of their neighbors where they had been in the world, you know, where they had traveled. And so that was the birth of a curio cabinet.
Let's do number 4. Take it away, Betty.
And we're going to go to my 4th favorite thing here in this shop. And we're going to come to this new area. And it's very new because I've always worked with porcelain. I've always liked to upcycle porcelain. My first love was buying the porcelain dolls, which everybody finds creepy, and actually taking them and disassembling them apart. So taking off the wigs and pulling out their eyes, because I use the eyes for jewelry and for other pieces. And then I also like to upcycle the heads. Lately, though, my new thing has been upcycling a lot of these porcelain pieces. Again, nobody finds zero interest in them until all of a sudden they kind of look a little naughty. And then all of a sudden, here, I'm gonna hold this like this. All of a sudden, we put a catchphrase or a word on them. But this is actually trying to simulate what a lot of the apothecary jars in the Victorian days look like in an actual pharmacy. They would have beautiful urns or jars, and then they would label them with the correct words. But all of a sudden, I'm selling tons of porcelain that I wasn't selling that was plain before. So as you can see, we've got lots of sugar bowls that we are upcycling, old tea jars that were really cute, but nobody was buying them. But now that they've got a little change to them,
I like that.
everybody's just dying to get these. Another one are a lot of our teacups.
Oh, that's cute.
So, like this one says putote ike. Who cares? I mean, you're drinking tea and it's really fun. Somebody saying, excuse me, what does it say on her teacup? We've got all these old gravy jars and sugar jars that are missing spoons. So we got a little inventive and we put straws in them. So now this is the nice side. If someone's embarrassed, I can say this is grandma's candy. And then when nobody's there that you care about, you could just put the actual side. So this is my new side. Lots of porcelain, upcycling porcelain, whether it be doll pieces like all of this here, making lamps out of them, making art pieces out of them, or just upcycling it to give it a little modern flair. That's my number 4.
All right, and our number 5 is...
Well, we're sitting on top of my number 5, and a huge inspiration for Tooth and Veil is our vintage paper moon sit at portrait area. When you come into the shop, the first thing you'll see is going to be the witch on the moon outside of the shop, and it says "Fly me to the moon." It's kind of giving you a nod as to what you'll find inside. But I was obsessed with this paper moon since I can remember talking and remembering things. My nana, who was also my crone, who was also a bruja, who was also my inspiration behind all of my apothecary. She used to cure a lot of people, and she used to use a lot of the herbs we have here, but she also had a picture of this moon with my aunt. And I used to get really upset as a kid because I really wanted to sit on that moon, and I had no understanding that it was a paper moon. So I was obsessed. I grew up, and I had to have one made.
And when I think of Tooth and Veil, I automatically think of this beautiful moon.
And we love it because a lot of people come and they take their pictures here, and it's a great way to have a good photo that looks vintage, but also to help us out that you were here. I mean, it's a great place.
A lot of people ask me, "Oh, have you seen? I've seen a place that has a moon." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's Tooth and Veil. That's my friend.
Absolutely.
Go to Tooth and Veil. Go to the moon."
So again, this is a huge love and a huge inspiration. And again, you asked earlier about the people who are starting off business. Have something that means something to you, because you'll come in every day to your shop, you'll look at it, and you'll remember why it is what you're doing. And this is always a nod and makes me remember why I'm doing this.
All right, so that's gonna end this segment. Thank you so much, Deady. Thank you to the moon.
Thank you for coming.
Is there anything else you want to leave off with?
Well, I just wanted to say, if you all are interested, if you live in El Paso or you don't live in El Paso, you have some questions, or you see something in this video that is not on our website, but you would like it shipped out, or maybe you want to be safe and
Curbside.
just come by
Perfect,
for
yeah.
curbside, even a delivery, we'll come by and do it for you.
Curbside.
We'll water our way for you.
Delivery, so there's no excuse. Stop.
Absolutely.
All right, so where can we find you, Miss Deady?
Okay, if you're out of town, or even if you live in town but you prefer shopping online, you're going to find me at toothandveilshop.com. You can find us on Google, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook under Tooth and Veil Oddities. And you can always find me. If you can't, literally, you need someone to talk to, you can find our phone number. It is posted there. We're physically at 820 North Mesa on the corner of Montana. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, and our hours are right now, because of coronavirus, Tuesday through Thursday, 12 to 4, and Friday and Saturday, 12 to 6. They will change as the virus kind of gets better, situation.
Definitely. And then we will be linking those social medias and address below. So everybody, if you don't catch it, don't worry, it's going to be linked up. And I think that's going to end the segment. Thank you so much, and see you guys later.
$1 bin. Guess you forgot your galana bin. Can't get loose, get your guts, got your tongue again. Rope burn on your hand, are you numb yet? I can go with a drip medication. Late at night, I can deal with your cooking. Every night, you can make it let go. And that's what the that's what drives me. Stood by your side through all of the lies, watching you cry for me. Get on your knees, apologize please. Now why don't you die for me? Tell me the king, ruler of things. Give me that diamond ring. Get on your knees, apologize please. Now why don't you die for me? I can go with a drip medication. Late at night, I can deal with everything. Every night, you can make it let go. And that's what drives me.
Alright guys, so the wonderful people here at Tooth and Veil, Michelle, we partnered up with them and we're going to do a little giveaway for you guys. She has a bunch of cool stuff in this giveaway. Michelle, if you could just give us a little rundown what's in the giveaway so all our people out there can see.
Absolutely. So again, we are a local merchant, a local store, but we also make a lot of our products here, or they're either upcycled. We have a wonderful apothecary with candles, with incense, we've got lotions, we've got oils, we've got bath salts, we've got all kinds of things. So what we wanted to do was give you all 95% gift made from us, for you, with lots of love. It will include 3 bath salts. We're looking at Like a Phoenix. It's a rebirthing bath salt, especially for these times. We've got Desert Witch. This is a grounding bath salt. So if you're kind of feeling off and not yourself, this is perfect. And then we have Desert Rose. This is a self-love bath salt. All these do have, except for this one, these have creosote from our desert here in El Paso. And then it also is essential oils, a magnesium salt, rose oils, rose petals. And then we're gonna give you a nice little set of chime candles so that you can do your work. They're ready to be charged, ready to be rolled in oils and herbs. We also have 3 amazing incense. We have the San Pedro, we have the Morga, and then we have the lavender. These are not made by me. This is made by me. This is gonna be the funeral home body lotion. It's debaucheries for the living dead, and that's gonna be just a nice lotion. We also have a black lavender sage and red abalone set. So it actually has a shell inside. You could put your sage and you can light it up, and you could use this to cleanse or just to have a nice incense smell in your house. And then we have these we have a fantastic chicken foot. This will scratch out any evil. This is great to have by your door, in your car, anywhere where there's any negativity or evil present. This is our house-made Dia de los Muertos ancestor oil. It will have cinnamon. It actually has the marigold petals. It has a little skull bead on the inside, and it smells a lot like pan de muerto. It's wonderful. It's a great conjuring oil for Samhain or for Dia de los Muertos when we want to get in touch with our ancestors. So this is fantastic. You can put on your body too. We've got 2 homemade sage sticks, or smudge sticks I should say, not sage. We've got the creosote wand, and then we have a desert rose smudge. So these are fantastic. And then we've got a house-made candle. This is absinthe. If you like the smell of absinthe, it's exactly what it says. It's absinthe. It's got the wormwood. So when you burn this, the candle will turn a darker green, sort of like this color here, just like an absinthe. Also included, if you're not a person, or maybe you have people who you'd like to gift these to, these are our liquid smudges. We have a good juju, moon water, and it actually is fantastic. So if you want to steer away a lot of negativity or anything bad, or you want to bring things good into you, this would be the spray. We also have the desert rose, same like our sage, exactly. It's the creosote, the roses, but it's done in a liquid form. And then we have the desert witch, and this is our creosote spray. So if you want to, you're kind of feeling off, this would be a great spray for your environment. And then lastly, we're gonna give you so put out your candles, and then we're gonna give you a nice little set so you can get started with learning the gypsy cards. So guys, this is a really nice pack. We love our community. We want to give back. We hope to meet you. If you haven't been here before, we do have a website too. And we are going to be offering Afterpay for a lot of you who can't afford anything on the spot but have to have it. You can choose Afterpay for your payment, and then you can come pick it up at the shop, and then you can make your payments with Afterpay after that. So thank you so much, Fish. Thank you everyone in El Paso. We look forward to seeing you all here at Tooth and Veil.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Michelle. All those little gifts you got there are beautiful. Remember, all you have to do is like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you are subscribed. We will be checking. And comment Tooth and Veil giveaway. Again, that is Tooth and Veil giveaway.